Cheyenne Knight there cheering her on. Savannah Grewal, a rookie, at the 11th for birdie.
I mean, this was a good putt uphill, but still had quite a bit of break to the right on it.
And Savannah get it to 6 under par. And, well, actually, she could get it to 5 under. Then this tee shot at the par 3, 12th.
Front hole location has to judge that pitch and roll well, and she does that.
And that would get her to 6 under. So other players trying to move into the top 100. Others trying to stay inside the top 100, like Savannah Grewal, who is 95th in the race to the CME Globe. And Tom Abbott is watching her at the 16th.
Yeah, nice approach, trying to ride it in towards the flag on the wind. It's just going to be left of the flag from 107. Went to the left fairway here. There are 2 fairways on the 16th with a penalty area down the middle.
And with the extra wind, it just made reading the putts more difficult as well, and trusting that the wind was going to move it.
All right, here's Grewal, birdie.
Big spot for the young Canadian. Getting towards the top of the leaderboard here, and a chance for another birdie. Had a nice start to the year, played very well in China at the Blue Bay. That one was not her best effort. And then had a run of missed cuts in the middle of the season, and looked like things were kind of coming off the rails a little bit, but she's managed to get her game back in form.
But that early tie for 4th at Blue Bay, it just took a little bit of the pressure off.
It does.
And
She was still able to get that ball to spin back.
Back to the 17th and Grewal.
Yeah, just a couple of yards closer. And the wind a little more off the left from this angle. This looks really good, right at it. Let's hope it's the right distance, because it's right on the money.
Oh, a lovely shot. Ball was below her feet. She had a lower follow through, tried to keep that trajectory down a bit. Really well.
Yes, Liu just missed her birdie putt, only a fraction away from going in. And Grewal has a very good chance here. Shouldn't be a lot in this one. I mean, you talked about her being inside the top 100 in the race to the CME Globe. She's not guaranteed yet to avoid the Q score, so although she's comfortably 5 spots inside, this week and next week that could change if she were to struggle, but that's not been the case so far. And another birdie just makes this task even easier. She's now thinking not about keeping inside the top 100, but maybe getting inside the top 60 and up to the CME Group Tour Championship.
There you go. She's projected to move. Here is Grewal at the 18th.
Yeah, back down the breeze now for this par 5. This one heading left, needs a bit of luck.
Oh, we saw this yesterday.
Yeah. These fairway.
We're back at the 18th. This is Savannah Grewal, the Canadian rookie, whose ball was in the bunker, and then suddenly it wasn't. So this is going to be her second shot, par 5. 9th hole for this group.
Yeah, 9th hole of the day. She's got 257 to the flag from here, straight down the breeze. Not going to go for it. And the layup, you've just got to be careful. There are some bunkers on the left side of the fairway in the layup area, and then obviously you've got that penalty area that does sit on the right side. And with the breeze, that just adds a little bit more complication to the equation, but should be a fairly straightforward layup here for Savannah, just to pick a yardage that she's comfortable with for her 3rd shot, and that should be just fine. Flirting with the left side, but should be short of the bunker.
Yep. It was made a little more awkward because she obviously goes behind the ball to look for a line, to pick a spot. People pick an intermediate spot, maybe a foot in front of the ball where they want to line their club face over.
Tom does it to the best of us. All right, here's Savannah Grewal's 3rd at 18. All right, that'll be for birdie to get to 8 under. Yeah, Angela, with a good weekend, good couple of days, the next couple of days, Angela could move high enough. I think she needs
she will know where she stands if she wants to, because there's a big leaderboard, of course, behind this 18th green. Good chance here on the flatter part of the green. Just 23 years of age. She was the top junior in Canada when she left high school, and former drive, chip and putt winner back in 2017, first Canadian to win drive, chip and putt division. So good pedigree in the amateur and junior ranks, and showing it here in the pro ranks.
And a proud Clemson Tiger. She's got the paw print on that right wrist. Her mom
After that tee shot,
yeah,
5. It's okay there. I mean, obviously players want to make birdie, but she walks away with a par, no damage.
Good. It's good balance. Looks very, I mean, very solid.
You've been impressed by Savannah's swing today, Tom?
Yeah, I have. I've been impressed by the way she hits the ball. Looks like a very good ball striker to me from what I've seen over the last 4 or 5 holes. Going with the driver here. Yeah. This one floating in that breeze. Tough to move it out there far with the wind into the players' faces here. That one's just fine. Big wide fairway short of those bunkers. It would be a totally different story if it was down the breeze here.
Well, we're going to take a look at Savannah's swing here, and you can see she's aiming a little bit to the right with her feet. This to me indicates that she's going to try and hit a bit of a draw here. Good full shoulder turn, drops the club on the inside, and really releases that club through the ball. I mean, trying to maximize every single ounce of power she can get out of it with that swing. The driving distance is so far on tour is 265 yards.
Back at the par 5 first, this is Savannah Grewal.
Yeah, it's got a long way to go. Here's just a layup into the breeze. Don't want to fall asleep on it, but this one's just going to be fine into a number that she's comfortable with for that 3rd shot.
No, that's
Pick up that $1 million first prize. Not taking any chances. Here's Grewal, 3rd at the first.
Yeah, 72 yards. This looks really good for distance. Can't see the bottom of the flag from where she's hitting.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Looks a little bit awkward though.
At the first, birdie putt for Savannah Grewal.
Yeah, good look here. Shouldn't be a ton of movement in this one. Slightly back up the hill.
No. Does that ever work? The move with try to kick your hips out a little bit.
No.
No. But you do it every time, don't you?
I found that in my experience, the golf ball doesn't ever listen to anything. No logic, no reason. It does its own thing. Very much like.
Keep it here for Grewal.
Couple of bunkers. Yeah, a couple of bunkers down the left side, which really shouldn't come into play here. Just a case of finding that fairway. It's such a wide target that sometimes, Karen, you can probably switch off a little bit.
You can, and I always used to find that you had to try and pick a smaller target as you possibly can, just to try and zero in your focus.
This one's right down the middle, actually pretty much spot on with the pathway that goes through the rough to the fairway. So that was concentrating on a good spot there for Grewal.
You've got the U.S. Open champ Lim Kim amidst some very young players with a chance.
Wedges.
Right back at the second, this is Grewal.
121 yards, just needs to get up. It's really hanging in the wind. It's going to be close.
Third at the par 4 second for Savannah Grewal.
Yeah, ball is lying well in the bunker, below the level of the putting surface. This one looks good if it's going to run out.
Let's try it.
About that. We'll keep her at 7 under. All right. A little bit of a jaunt to get to the third tee, and here's Grewal.
Yeah, holes on the Grewal Boulevard, and there are 2 holes on this side of the boulevard. And this is an interesting hole. There's a penalty area that you hit over, and then depending on how much of the penalty area you want to take off. And she's trying to take off quite a bit here. That is an aggressive line.
Really was.
Yep. Kind of suits her shot shape, though. Drew that one round nicely.
Great tee shot from Grewal.
Yeah, really aggressive. They were concerned on the tee that it might be flirting with the penalty area, but it's left to 57 yards. So trying to run one in low there, get it to check up.
Help in terms of knowing how far you have to play it, but a lot of that's on her, and buying into it, and the trust.
Grewal for birdie.
Yeah, this one should come from her right. It's back up the green. I think she can be aggressive with this. Yeah. Nicely done there. She's playing really well. This is good momentum between herself and Aileen Kim.
And I would say too, going back to the wedges, that when you've got windy conditions, and a shot that you're, you know, say your 90-yard shot, you're used to taking the club back to a
Par 3/4, Savannah Grewal.
Yeah, playing 5 yards shorter than it did yesterday, but almost the exact same shot with the conditions. This is just left of the flag. She made a late club switch, and I think it was a good decision with that distance.
I think almost a little unlucky that the wind didn't push that back towards the hole as well.
And now Grewal can join them at 9 under.
Yeah, flatter putt from the other side of the hole. It just looks really focused with her game. I mean, this is a massive opportunity for a young player in the position that she's in. A chance to get her first victory, maybe a career best finish this week. And she's giving herself a lot of chances, which is what I like. And we've looked at that golf swing. It's a nice golf swing. She's hitting it well. And when you talk to Lawrence Applebaum, who runs Golf Canada, and the work that they've been doing up there, this is exactly why they've been working so hard in Canada to develop these young players and get results on the professional tours. Unless they were to build another tee box, of which I'm not sure there's really a spot to build one. It's a pretty narrow gap if you're going to hit driver and try and thread it between the bunker and the penalty area.
I think Tom, you see that a lot, and that's why some of the longer players, like Polly Mack, as you were saying earlier, can't hit driver on a lot of golf courses, because the design of the holes themselves are typically meant to prevent the longer men hitters from having their way with the course. With a fairway would have enough to get it to the front edge of the green.
Iron for Grewal.
Yeah, 261 to the front from here. So it's a big shot, but they're straight down the breeze and coming out of this rough, get a little bit of trundle on it. This one's left.
Not bad, though.
Yeah, so you get a couple at 9 under now. At the 5th, the 3rd for Savannah Grewal.
Yeah, that second shot was left, but it wasn't far enough to be in trouble. It was in perfect spot, and this one's pretty good too.
Okay, so she judges that one well, as she did at 3 where she made birdie. Digits, she takes the lead by 1, which she had when the day began. 4 under on a round, and now Grewal for her birdie.
Yeah, crosswind putt, which isn't easy. Back slightly down the hill, but it's a case of how much that breeze is. The breeze is coming from the right here, so it surely will affect it slightly. Yeah, well read there.
And I think for new players on LPGA Tour, one of the most difficult things for them is obviously it's a long season, a long year, and finding the consistency to play consistently throughout the whole year.
Big hard practice swing for Grewal. She is now 9 under.
Yeah, it's 250 to carry that bunker there or thereabouts, about 256 from the back of this tee. So tee move forward a few yards, and you've got a lot of room to the left of that for the players that don't hit it as long as Lim Kim. Grewal's not quite as long, so her line would be left of where Lim Kim hit it. This one may be a little too conservative. I think she could have cut more off there.
Well, I just think that the tee kind of on the edge if you're relying on that one tournament and that one tournament only. Whereas if you can be consistent, try and build a consistent game so that every week you show up, you're not worried about making the cut, you're not trying just to do that. You're thinking, okay, I just want to finish in the top 30. I just want to finish, and then you can move to the top 20, then you can move to the top 10, and next thing you know, you're consistently contending.
Here's Grewal. And she's had a good ball striking day, as you see. She's hit 12 of 14 greens in regulation.
Yeah, that conservative line off the tee, just running out of fairway, but the ball is lying pretty well in this rough. 146 yards for Savannah, and straight down the breeze here. This one needs to get up. There's a penalty area there. This could be dangerously short. Yeah. She just didn't come out of that rough well, Karen, and
No.
it's right on the edge.
China, and it's just built on that. We're back at the 6th. Is Grewal's ball up, Tom?
It's in the penalty area, but you can see quite a lot of the ball, so I think she's been very fortunate. She's obviously going to play it. It looks like it's lying okay. The issue, Karen, is you just don't quite know what's under the ball, and yesterday we saw players dealing with the thick plants on the edge of the penalty area a few times, but it's not quite as thick as we've seen in other places, which would lead you to believe that she can get this out okay. But I think there are some unknowns with this. She's been fortunate. She can just about stand on dry land.
But by just about being able to stand on dry land, she won't be able to open the club face as much as she wants. Well, she'll be playing it more off her back foot. So she's got to try and open that club face to get enough elevation on this. Yeah, she
didn't do it.
Nope.
Yeah, I think there's just a lot of unknowns with that shot, Karen. And if you look at what's over the back here, there's a dip down. There's not a lot of green behind the flag, so maybe that was in her mind as.
Other competitor in the group, Natalia Guseva, both of them playing at a high level, and Austin goes to 7 under. 4th shot for Grewal at the 6th.
Yeah, fortunate that the grass is pretty sticky here, so it's not run back to the penalty area. In case of damage limitation, give it a chance to maybe go in, but don't make a double. And she's just grabbed a little too much, so head's going to be spinning a bit here.
It's going to be her first hole to drop a shot. She hopes it's only one. Lim Kim, meanwhile, is going to have a putt to regain the outright lead. That'll take. Bogey putt here for Grewal at 6.
Yeah, I feel like this one's an important one. She's played so well today. To drop 2 shots here out of nowhere would be a tough penalty, and that is going to sting.
Getting up and down from that where she was in 2 was always going to be hard.
Yeah.
But the other one you'd expect to get up and down, right?
You should, absolutely. I mean,
getting contention and play well, you got to learn what your tendencies are, good and bad.
On the tee at 7, Grewal.
Shot.
Trying to bounce back from a double.
See that there is trouble just lurking for these players. Water just.
Back we go to the 7th and Savannah Grewal.
144 yards. if the tee shot has some difficulty in it, this is a pretty simple shot, but the only thing that comes into play is that crosswind with the rain starting to come down. And it's settling in, okay. Has her grandmother here this week, who's come from Canada. Doesn't get to watch her granddaughter too often, maybe 2 or 3 events per year. And she's picked a good one here because her granddaughter's in good form despite that double bogey. Needs to just settle herself and finish off this round. She's in contention. I don't want to make any more mistakes coming in, so give this one a chance. Certainly no 3-putt here. Yeah, that wasn't a good effort, Karen. Just feel like that was a bit of a hangover from the last hole.
Yep. Little disappointment. You have to kind of get up and move on really quickly, but I mean, it's almost like that was just, I mean, obviously it was a misread, but she had to work really hard to get the right speed on that too. That looked like just hard work in general.
So this is the par putt for Savannah Grewal at the 7th.
I also think too, talked about the speed of the greens. We've seen quite a bit of rain come down.
Yeah.
You know, I think that can take a bit of speed off the greens too.
Enough, yeah, to throw you off a bit.
Yep.